This is an amazing audiophile speaker. Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this. This is the rubyoung hi-fi Bluetooth speaker, model R830, and it's a doozy. It is such a nice speaker. We're gonna talk about the specs and everything, but let me just start with some music. So, it's via Bluetooth, and let's give it some volume. So, I got that, and then there's also a volume control here. And this just sounds fantastic. There's just a big sound. You probably can't even hear me, so let's turn that back down and pause. So there's a lot going on here, and I have a speaker cover, comes with different grills. This is a particular one called Blue Love, and it goes on via magnets, easy to take off. You can get customizable ones. We'll come back to that. But you can see here, there are two 1-inch spherical tweeters and two 5 1/4-inch fiberglass woven woofers that together give you 120 watts of power with a max of 240 watts. That's better than most stereo systems that people had a decade ago. And it's all in this portable container. Super crazy. 50 to 20,000 hertz frequency response at 0.0002% total harmonic distortion. Now, one of the things it does is it uses something called an active dual frequency digital signal processor, or DSP. So it has 3 different settings. You can see here on this knob. Let me give you a close-up so you can get the tour. And they are outdoor, hi-fi, and ambient. And then you have the button for pairing if you need to, and then you have 3 different input buttons representing the 3 ways you can get music to this speaker. And they are Bluetooth 5.1, which is the latest generation of Bluetooth, optical, which is perfect if you want to use this to hook up to a television or something like that, and then 3.5 millimeter AUX. Yes, you can plug in an old iPod and still have it sound amazing. Now, there's also an output, but I'll get to the back of this in a second. So then there's a power/standby. It has to be plugged in, no battery. This is all about the speaker, all about the music reproduction. And then finally, there's that volume control. So really easy to work with. There's no complexity. There's no pause play. There's no multifunction button. It's a speaker. It's a wireless speaker that just is going to fill up your room, even if your room happens to be a volleyball court or a basketball court or something. This thing has huge sound, and that 120 watts gives it a lot of oomph. So really fun. I have a friend who's poised to have a housewarming party in about a week. And this is the speaker I'm going to loan him, and I'm hoping we'll still be able to talk at the party because it can get that loud that we won't even be able to hear each other. So, on the back, there's really very little. There's those 3 input choices, I guess 2 input choices of optical and 3.5 millimeter. And there's also a 3.5 millimeter output, and you can see the master power switch on and off. So, you plug this into the wall with the included power cable, you turn on from the back, and then the front gives you the ability to drop into standby mode if you're not actively listening. So all works super well in terms of codecs. This supports A2DP 1.3, AVR-CP 1.6, HFP 1.6, and HSP 1.2, and SPP 1.2. What it doesn't include is aptX, and it doesn't include AAC, but you're not going to miss them. This sounds so good, you're going to be totally just blown away by the sound. Now, it is big and substantial. So it's 14.6 inches by 5.5 inches by 10 inches, and it's hefty. Ugh, it's 16.5 pounds without the grill. Not that the grill adds much weight, but the grill, you can see they have this sort of honeycomb back and then some fabric on the front, and I can just go ahead and drop it in, and I really like this design. This feels very much like a modern urban design, and you can imagine having this on a bookcase or something, and it's just sitting there, and then whenever you want to play some music, you just push the button and you're listening to music, and it's plenty loud enough to fill an apartment, a condo, a house. You know, if you want to take it outside, it's not IPX anything. You do not want it to get wet, but it will fill up your picnic space or your pool or dockside. Your neighbors will be like, hey, can you turn the music down, please? It's that loud. Now, one other cool thing is that materials that they're using are really high quality. And this blue, you're thinking maybe that it looks like suede. It is a suede-like fabric. This is what's known as Italian Alcantara. And really just the fit and finish of all of this is just top notch. There's so much to like about this, and it has a premium price tag. So it's not a surprise that it is actually at this level, but boy, it's just really fun and it sounds really good. I put this on, I was just listening to some jazz, and then I went upstairs and into a whole different area of our facility here, and I could still hear it, and it still sounded really good. And in terms of volume, boy, you could crank this baby all the way up, and it's going to be way more than you're going to want to be near because it gets that loud. So really, really fun. Just a great audiophile level sound with big presence, you know, and there's a nice clarity. Now, in terms of the tone, what they say is that the different tones are for different environments, and ambient is for like lower volume if you're just listening to more chill music. And then when you go to hi-fi, that's to get a little more detail. A lot of that's adjusting that digital signal processor. And then outdoor is supposed to give you a little bit more bass, but honestly, this is plenty of bass. I couldn't really hear the difference between the three settings, so I'm generally just leaving this on outdoor because more bass, yes. So we do need to talk about the price. This is a pretty hefty price tag. Let me go ahead and take that cover off again so you can see the speakers. So before we get to the price though, I'm going to ask if you could subscribe to my channel. Click or a tap on that subscribe button, and then a click or a tap on the bell icon to get notifications, and we're connected. Awesome. Now, this is the rubyoung Hi-Fi Bluetooth speaker, model R830, and it is $709.99 at rubyoung.com. The grill will run you about $40. This one is called Blue Love. Oops, let me turn it this way. This one's called Blue Love. They have dozens of different designs, and you can send them an image and they can make you a customized cover, which obviously for companies, this would be great to have like the company logo and then actually have this in the break room, in the cafeteria, in the front foyer. So when you want to have your Friday beer afternoons or something, just put some music through here and it's gonna sound dynamite. This is such a nice speaker. This is one of my favorite speakers I've ever tested. Really, really like this. And I wish that you could just come through the video and come into my studio and listen to this first person, because you too would be thinking, wow, that is pretty sweet. So that's all I got. I'm going to go back to my music. Oops, let's try that again. And that means I'll catch you in my next video.